Hi guys, Douglas from the PNG Recruiter here. So we thought we'd do this video in light of the recent PNGDF recruitment issue that's occurred, and it's now the 15th of April 2026, and there is currently a situation occurring down at the Murray Barracks PNGDF headquarters in Port Moresby. So we pray for and hope for a peaceful resolution to come after this minute, this second, and the days to come. So yeah, but on that note, yeah, I'll get back to why we want to do this video. We just want to point out a few things that we've seen from a recruiter standpoint. Firstly, last year we helped a young man apply for the PNGDF recruitment, and yeah, we've had a look at the online portal from the agency that was or entity that was engaged to do the recruitment. And yeah, shout outs to the young men who engaged us. We hope you got in. They engaged us for our services here, CV reviewing and formatting, cover letter writing, and also one of our services is applying on behalf of our client if they are unable to apply where they currently are through their phone or laptop. We can do that on their behalf. But anyway, we did that for this young man, and we had a look at the time of this agency's online portal for applying to be considered for the PNGDF. And yeah, just looking at the website, it was a very basic setup. When you first look at that website or that online portal to apply, it looks like somebody just did it recently. It hasn't been around for so long. I wish I could go and check the link now if it's still up. I won't be surprised if it's not there anymore. If you are able to click on the link and if it's still working, then please let us know. But yeah, it looked very suspicious, to be honest, and we've never heard of the agency's name. They look like they just started recently, like a few months ago, before the PNGDF were advertising for new intakes. Yeah, very suspicious. For these huge recruitment drives, we call it huge because there's going to be obviously a lot of money involved. We would have thought that one of the big guns, the big existing recruitment agencies would have, been engaged by maybe the PNGDF to do the recruitment. Unfortunately, we don't know what would have warranted the selection of a brand new unknown entity to handle such an important recruitment drive. Important because the personnel that will be selected from this recruitment drive will go into the PNGDF, which secure the defense of Papua New Guinea. And we wouldn't want to be involved in a situation where we are part and parcel of not achieving that. So yeah, and the first thing that really caught our attention was the online portal where applicants had to, or who are interested, had to go and fill in the online application, upload their cover letter and the CVs. And yeah, it was pretty strange, to be honest. And yeah, you would expect a more presentable, more attention-seeking, more professional-looking online portal, which most of the existing and long-standing, long-term operating agencies here in the country would, be selected to get. Somehow these guys were selected, so I'm not sure what warranted that. But yeah, very suspicious. And we go on to our next point, which is, with the current situation that's occurring, it's similar to a industrial relations issue where the employees they go on strike against the employer or the management of the employer. So we are not surprised with the recent issues that have occurred and the online videos going out. You know, the rest of the employees, they'll be frustrated, obviously. It's demeaning to their current employer, and people will have opinions. They will obviously have opinions, and therefore, you know, it's no surprise that the situation is occurring in the city at the moment. So yeah, the most important thing from our time in the workforce is you have to have the right intentions when recruiting. What are you recruiting for? If you are recruiting for the wrong intentions, you will end up in a situation like this, which is like an industrial relation situation. But if you as the management, you mean well, then that's where you have to come to the table and have a talk with the union and try to straighten out issues, negotiate terms and conditions of whatever the issue is. So hopefully that happens, and whoever needs to get down there to Murray Barracks and talk about these issues, they need to. These people are defending our country, and what's happened is demeaning to their occupation, and let's hope that that's how they feel. I assume, and let's hope that it doesn't go anywhere else other than negotiations. So yeah, if you have the right intentions, in the private sector, your intentions are guided by the policies of the organization. So you stick with that. As a HR, you have to stick with what is right by the organization. And if there's anything that the employers are not happy about, that's where you have issues that come up, grievances, and that's where you as the HR need to sit with the union or the workers and try to straighten things out. So hopefully that happens. But this wouldn't have happened, or these sort of issues won't happen unless recruitment or anything in terms of people management is done with the right intention. If done with the right intentions, everything will run smoothly, recruitment will run smoothly, people are going against the criteria in place that's been in place for the last how many years of independence, and there wouldn't be any issues at all. That's all. So your intention is to get the right people that satisfy the policies of the organization. So yeah, if that's not adhered to, then you have issues, grievances, industrial relations issues. Yeah. So that's that. And also, probably lastly from us, is when there's a lack of communication with the stakeholders. Okay, stakeholders would be people within the PNGDF ranks, or and the people they are engaging to do the recruitment. So for us at the PNG Recruiter, all the time, and during our time in the workforce as well, communication is key. The client is paying you as the consultant or the agency to find the best candidates for their organization. So you as the consultant or agency, you are being paid to find those people. So you need to update the person, your customer, your client, on how it's going, and these people, majority of people from this province, they are like this and that, this and that. They got all their applications and request the documents to satisfy the process. Have reporting, have your stats ready, your statistics, and do regular communication reporting with your client to update them on how their money is being utilized in terms of recruitment. Okay, if there's no communication or poor communication and people are just waiting for the applications to come, they don't know who's doing the recruitment or what, and the applications just end up there, and then they look through and they do the selection process. That's where you start noticing issues, especially like if you're from within the organization but you've never met or known who is actually advertising and doing the recruitment out there. So it's good to get everybody in the same room, have a conversation face to face, even better, or talk with the person who will be doing the advertising and recruiting for you. Get their understanding of how they want to do things, and do regular reporting when the advert is going. Keep the client posted on the stats, what provinces are applying, how old these applicants are, and all this and that. Have data ready to be issued to the management or the client, sorry, and then they can proceed with making a decision. When there's poor communication, that's where you have issues as well. That's where stuff leaks onto the internet because people are not happy with the pool of candidates that have been pulled together to screen and interview and put through the ropes to find the best to take on board permanently or go through the training or whatever. So if there's no proper communication, handle the recruitment drive for your organization, and you all of a sudden get all these applications and you're asked to select them in person, and then that's a huge red flag there. So yeah, I guess what organizations now need to do is have the right intentions in place, have proper communication in place there must be proper consistent flow of communication between the client and the service provider. And also it's not an issue to engage an existing firm that's tried and tested or been doing recruitment for the last couple of donkey years, or stuff like that. Really huge red flags that we saw from the start, and we're not surprised that the situation has come to this. If you're a government organization, whether SOE, state-owned enterprise, or public sector related organization, please support local organizations that want to help you grow and who need you to grow as well, like us at the PNG Recruiter Limited, right? So feel free to reach out anytime, DM us, and contact us, or however. Our details are all on our website, thepngrecruiter.com, and let's just help you guys, help our country stay stable, get the right people the right way, and let's avoid issues like this that we don't want to see another Sandline crisis or anything like that, please. I was in elementary when the tear gas was going off down at Hoala, close to my elementary school. So I know I've been in that situation before, and it's not nice. Lots of confusion and lots of fear going around. So let's not get it into that situation, I hope. We thought we'd just say a few things about that, and let's do recruitment the right way. Let's support PNG recruitment firms, and if you want to know more about PNG recruitment firms, there's a lot out there. I can pinpoint it to you, show you which ones are there, like us, and let's help our country develop the right way and not in a different direction. God bless PNG. Walk and walk. Peace.